I've already seen the references. I know some people are just bring up that this new old guy of this new bad guy like trio. The older dude looks does actually look a lot like Netero from Hunter x Hunter, which interestingly enough they had Yu Yu Hakusho referenced inside the series. So it means that not only are they the reference could be straight from one of these authors references a character that they like from another series. It's like, it'll be very strange. Actually, I'm hoping they note like, hey, you look like this character from this manga. That actually would be a lot cooler. I think that'd be really neat. But as it were, now you have the main three characters. Well, not main three. Well, two of the main cast, and then this other guy Takuma Ino, and they're going to be trying to figure out what exactly they need to do in order to get through this barrier. Because even with Divergent Fish, they're not breaking through the barrier, and I'm trying to figure out like, logically the guy's going to be possibly inside. They're like, oh well, maybe it's not, because he could be outside with more of like a watch on it. Because if you're inside, you're stuck to if they end up breaking through, or somebody ends up getting through in general, then you are at risk. And they already know from earlier that they had with the whole like cricket, like the grasshopper curse spirit, that it was already hidden away somewhere. So they're like, okay, we'll go find somewhere that will be like an obvious hiding spot for them. So there's like Shibuya Tower, and way up there you see these guys, and like, oh well, even if they figured out where we were, there's so many mutated humans that it would be hard for them to even get up here. But luckily for them, they have Megumi in their crew, who's got all his familiars. He's got all of these shikigami mixes. One of the flying bird ones. I want to know what that one's gonna look like fully evolved, because we know that like there's the ones that he has that he can just make infinitely, and then there are ones that are temporary, like ones that even if they're destroyed, he can make them again. Where it's like the other ones, they get destroyed, he's got to remake them, and the ones that are permanent, they will always have end up getting buffed for it. And I'm wondering if these bird ones will get, some form of increase at some point. Because these are really cool. I like his weird... They have like this like weird old man face with a mask, like condor looking guys. But they ride up, and Yuji, they've got like these wires where they wrap these guys around and, and pull the old guy off of the building. And they go all the way down, bring him all the way to the base, which is impressive that he didn't die. Like he goes to the bottom and he's just spick and span, gets up, and he seems pretty ready to fight. I'm stoked to see a fight with Yuji and Megumi teamed up. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm trying to think right now off the top of my head, just like a fight where anywhere else in the series where it was just them in a group fighting. I know we got Yuji and Kugisaki back against Esso and Kechizu, but I don't think we've seen them for Megumi and Yuji in a straight duo fight. And this old guy looks pretty powerful. I mean, he had to be to fall off this building and survive. Meanwhile, Ino is like gonna go up against the grandson of this old woman, and he's talking about like he's gotta press up because he's got all these juniors that he wants to show off for, even though they're down there at the base of this building. He's got to win the fight. If he loses, that's gonna be horrible for him. But he like grabs his hat and like pulls it down, and it's got eye holes in it, which has me intrigued. The thing that I think about, like in general, just like we don't know what his power will be, but just from what we do have in the series, it makes me kind of like wonder if it's going to be a new one or an old one. Do you remember in the I'm just pulling the chapter up right now because I'm trying to remember exactly if it was named, but it was the chapter when we saw Satoru and Geto fighting those mercenary like dudes, and one dude had the bag on his head, and I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it, because we know there are some weird variations to some of their curse powers. Like we know with the whole like word one, there's like symbols that need to be involved in it. But with the bad guy, maybe it has to do with like covering your face, and that's how you make these copies or something. There's some form of weird alteration on it. I don't know. I just got like this weird idea that it will play into effect, regardless of if it will. I mean, it'd be something really neat for that guy, because it's a cool power. I mean, making copies is gonna, it's just one of those ones that is neat to see. it's pretty simplistic, and yet you can do cool combos with. Like maybe you'll have like cool martial arts setup style. I like the idea of something kind of like when Naruto could do like his Uzumaki barrage, and he'd set it up using his clones. Maybe we can get like cool combos like that from Ino. I think that would be a way to just add to his character, but something really cool for him. Plus, imagine like eventually if he doesn't, if he sticks around, if we get like some cool clone combo, Black Flash, and he's able just to set him up in like maybe like a multi-hit, and he'll like his thing will be if he can achievement multiple Black Flashes all at once or some. I don't know. I'm just trying to think for the future, because we do know at least from Satoru that he doesn't think that this generation is going to cap out at like high grade. I think he knows that a lot of them are going to become special grade. And you got like Yuji and Megumi, obviously Toto, and we already know Yuta is special grade. But I think this Ino guy, I mean, he's got the potential. I mean, we already know like some other like hype characters like Mei Mei, Kugisaki will probably be one of them too. But as it were, like it's weird because like this and Chainsaw Man, like Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, both this week were pretty fast reads, but they're both really cool setups. And I'm really looking forward to see Yuji and Megumi fight. I like both of their characters a lot. I think they're both really interesting in all their own aspects. And now they're going against this weird old like Jack dude, and we might have like, obviously, I'm guessing that he's going to be like a very strength-based character, like the way that his powers work. Maybe he'll have like just like an overwhelming physical strength, like increased curse power. And you have Yuji, who's got like his divergent fist and stuff, and he's able to do his own special techniques. He can damage like the contours of souls and stuff. And you got like Megumi, who's got his all his like shadow abilities, which actually really wondering if we'll see Megumi's area expansion again. I think that'd be really cool. Just drop that territorial expansion. If he did, it would still be the not complete version of his Chimera Shadow Guard. But at the same time, it'd be cool to see. He has one of the cooler ones in the series. And the thing about it I really like is the whole like liquid shadows thing. I thought that was great, and he's like using it for both his just relentless attacks, but also movement speed, also like copies of himself. Like the territorial expansions to me are just such a cool power. I really want to see him. But then again, this guy logically should have one too. And when you think of like the main character, and the rival up against one guy who we don't know how powerful this guy is, but we don't know like if he's going to be someone to carry on later, or if he's going to be one of those bad guys that just exists in one arc. If he's powerful, like we can say like he's somebody that is gonna take a lot out of him. I could see Megumi using his I don't like saying area expansion. I like territorial expansion. Using his territorial expansion, dropping his up, and then that guy using his, and the way that it's fair of these two powerful characters to go against this guy, and logically like this guy holding strength and position, but them being able to defeat him will still be impressive for them. It's like, because his territorial expansion would overpower Megumi's, because Megumi's is incomplete. But he would have that whole bonus of having this territorial expansion, whereas they would have to overcome that, massive boost they get, and like all around like just like utility like addition onto their powers. So it would be really neat there too, because I don't think any of them are really going to have much of a hope against some of these special grades. And Megumi is a little bit questionable. He's got that secret technique that we don't really know exactly how it works. We just know he's got some apparent like super all-out move. And then we have Yuji. Yuji though is different, because with him, he specifically can go against Mahito, because he has a counter to Mahito, because even though Mahito's like big thing, he can mutate he can change the shape of his soul or other souls. He can't change the shape of Yuji's soul, because Sukuna is in there, and Sukuna would go after him if he even tried that again. But one of the things obviously that Yuji also has is Divergent Fist can damage Mahito, even with his whole like you could have to damage his soul, because Divergent Fist can damage the contours of the soul. So him being able to fight specifically Mahito makes sense, because he counters the hell out of him, at the moment at least. And The other ones, though, I don't know. I think Jogo and Choso would be too dangerous for him. But other than that, we got some pretty hype chapters coming up. And I really appreciate you comment below. Tell me your thoughts about this. I really love the way that Megumi's shadow like looks like coiling around and having those like weird paintbrush stroke teeth. It really like the way that Akutami draws shadows. I really enjoy. But other than that, comment below, thumbs up the video, turn the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. I really appreciate everyone who's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.